Hello there, my name's Nick C and welcome to Sunday the 16th of March 2025. There's no car going by and that means of course I'm safe to actually carry on with this video. But yeah, if you're watching on Touring Channel, massive hello to you. Anywhere else, an extra hello to you as well as part of the videos that I do. I will show my face in just a moment, but yeah, I just thought I'd start with, of course, showing you what looks like my dentistry in my own town of Hazel, Suffolk. But yeah, it might be very similar to yours as well, but it's very much like an American style sort of blinds there. Let me know in the comments how you actually pull these blinds down. I don't know if they actually work, so yeah. I'm just basically showing you behind the scenes where I usually do my actual live streaming, and you can see of course the webcam is normally positioned on there. Sometimes it's on there as well. So yeah, I've just had a plate of sandwiches here, and the ham that you get for a pound here currently here in 2025 is absolutely out of this world. It really is tasting lovely. Not to forget the bread that goes with it, and the cheap butter for 75p. So this is the sofa, which you can actually literally fall asleep on if you want, and I'll show you another angle of it in just a moment. So this is kind of like a wooden floor here. It's quite safe to walk around here, by the way. Being the building might be very, very old, so you have to expect a little bit of creaks down the end here, which I'll show you. Well, you won't be able to see it, but of course it will be just the sound of creaks, because probably where the wooden slabs were placed, meaning that these slabs were, you know, old slabs, if you know what I'm trying to say. But that leads towards the bathroom here. You've got the light switches here. This is a daytime tour here, because you haven't seen that before. And for subscriber only, in other words, membership only for TikTok, then they might have seen a little bit more of the nighttime version. This here is a timer oven. I haven't been able to use that this time round. I might do it next time round and see how it goes, but you probably have to put like a baking tray inside. But of course, you've got all your equipment in here. You've got even a saucepan here, frying pan, a chopping board, and you've got, of course, a baking tray just here. The only thing is, obviously, you have to wash it up afterwards. There's a lot of washing up to do. It's like as if you're working at a cafe, like I used to work as a cafe washer-upper many years ago. But yeah, there's another saucepan just underneath there. So that's what you get underneath there. And let's have a look at the other crockery that you get. Of course, your knife and forks, spoons, and of course your tongs, and of course looks like a wooden egg slicer. I haven't seen one of those before. Take a note of these kind of things here that you spot, because you might want to get an idea for your own home as well. So going out to these sort of places is a very good idea in that sort of respect, or aspect, if you like, is a better word. But yeah, it looks like, of course, it's a sort of wine opener. I wonder where you can get those from. But yeah, also you've got a masher there and some dangerous knives. So of course this place is not recommended for under 18, so I can tell you that, because there's a lot of knife crime going on here, and there's a lot of safety hazards. And of course, yeah, for anyone with extreme mental health, do not come to this place, because there's a lot of knives here, and you could end up self-harming yourself as well. We've also got a knife here. I should have actually used one of these actually, but make sure you actually clean before you go. I don't think some of these have been washed actually, to be fair. Looks like it's been old and rusty there, some of these knives there. Also, what is this? It's a good little spoon here. Let me know in the comments what you think this is. Is there anything else? No, not in that sort of... No, we'll come to, of course, what's hiding behind the cupboard in just a moment. That's the boiler over there. I don't really touch that, to be honest with you, and I don't recommend people do. I've got to move this chair. So, yeah, only used the whole heating system, and I just switch it on. That's all I do. I think there's a thermostat in the other room. So, yeah, that's the make of it, and it is central heating, by the way. It's got a display on it, you can see there. And of course, yes, if you know what you're doing, then of course you can work it out. But it's not ideal, as it says up there. But it's pretty much a good idea to put it in the kitchen here, where you at least know where it is if there's a problem. And it's easy access for any, expert personnel. This is the microwave here. Of course, I was trying to explain whilst I was on the live, but I couldn't because I couldn't move the camera around, but now I can. So this is the time bit where you want to put your, of course, time of your cooking times. And to stop and cancel at any time is this one here. And to start, press this one. It's quite a simple one here. You can adjust the clock if you need to, and you can do a preset, whatever that means. And defrost time, and defrost and wait, and power level as well, express, and 2-stage cooking as well. So let me know in the comments what you think some of these are, if you know what they are. But I do know what this one is. It's a time thing, and you just press the start there. And there's instructions here. If you can't read very well, I will actually read it to you. Pierce the skin of foods with non-porous skins. For example, potatoes, to allow steam to escape, as the build-up of pressure can cause the food to burst and create a fire hazard. Something to remember at home as well, which of course some microwaves don't have a warning sign on there. Do not remove the light brown MICA, which is mica, cover on the middle right hand side of the oven cavity. Operating the oven without this cover is dangerous and could cause a hazard. I said that without any hesitation whatsoever. Can't believe that. That's the make of it there. And of course, this is what it looks like. In case you haven't seen a microwave before. Could do with a little bit of cleaning there, but that was my cooking in there. But of course, that was not my fault because it was like that when I came anyway. There's a little bit of dust on there, but yeah. I don't think people beforehand cleaned beforehand. A little bit of wet on the fire. I don't know where that's coming from, but of course these are all the plugs that are working, by the way. And of course I haven't shown you this part, which I will do in just a moment. If I turn around here, sorry, I just moved that thing on my own, by the way. That was the sound of me moving it by mistake. This table is where the hub is, and of course that socket over there, if I go closer up, you'll see an in-depth view of that. And basically, of course, the right hand one is the TV, and the internet hub is the bigger plug, which is on the left hand side, using this one here, and you can see what type of internet hub it is. And you've got a massive TV here. You have got the channels of the likes of BBC Radio 2 and all the BBC channels. You've got mainstream TV, but you haven't got Jimmy News and things like that because somebody probably deleted it off the system. But this is just beautiful to see. What a good background. Got to take a photograph with that. It's just amazing. But this is the other view of the actual sofa. It's got some cushions to go with it as well. You can basically sleep there. And it's well worth a doze on there. I'm charging my, well, I was charging my battery pack earlier last night. I've got an extra plug, that was mine anyway, and the other one is mine as well. You have to bring your own sometimes. Of course, you've got your sink there, and of course a dry towel there, kitchen towel, whatever you like to call it, some fairy liquid, and the water is kind of lukewarm, which is not too bad here. Probably best idea to actually wipe it around with a dry towel just like this here, and of course make sure the place is tidy, that kind of thing. You've even got a dustpan brush, which I tried to show you in a live stream on one of the live streams. And of course you've got your bin here, which I've filled quite a lot because I've been using a lot of stuff, microwave stuff, that kind of thing. But I'm only trying the microwave to start with. Maybe I'll try the oven next time. I'm doing one bit at a time. It's even got a washing machine here. Let me know in the comments how a washing machine works, because you know I am not familiar with it. I have not been trained on it, and I need to get it absolutely right so I can put my clothes in and wash them to the full. And what do you need to get? Capsules. Do you put something there? Obviously it looks like it needs a bit of a clean, but yeah. So obviously you put your main one in there. I'm just guessing at the moment because I'm not familiar with this at all. And of course, yeah, that's probably for something else, and that's for something else. I think the main wash goes in that one. So yeah, it's a Pro Action one here, and that is the model number here. Apparently it's an A+. It probably does work, but these are the kind of things that it does. And look at it as well. I haven't heard it spinning, so next time I come here, hopefully I do, I'll have a little bit more knowledge of how to do it. But yeah, there is another cupboard here, ironing board here, and some extra bowls here, just down here. They've even given you some plastic bags in case you need to get some shopping. And of course another extra bin bag there, and a box there. I don't know what's inside that. That's probably the box for the iron there, which is there. Of course, the problem is you haven't got an ironing board to go with it, so I don't know where that is. If anyone could tell me in the comments, that'd be useful. It does have an air dryer in the other room, which I'll show you at a separate stage. I'm only doing stages at the moment here. Look at how business professional this is. Of course, that's my main studio that I've been using, and my camera stand over there, so a bit of behind the scenes there. There's nothing in these cupboards here, but of course if you go towards this cupboard here, you'll start the fan, just to prove that point. Yeah, it's making the fan switch on. So if I turn that off, because obviously it'll make a noise, it will not make any noise at all whatsoever. It will basically shut up. So let's have a look in these cupboards here. Nothing too exciting, but of course there's a couple of plates here. If you've got a partner staying with you, it's quite useful. Don't need any more plates, do you? If you've got just two of you staying here, and you've got even a bowl for breakfast here. bear in mind this is self-catering, and obviously you would need to wash up all the plates and all that kind of thing. And these are the glasses here. I haven't been able to use those this time around because I don't really drink wine. I could use the glass for a meal, but yeah, you could even have a skinny latte on there as well. Giving you some sort of ideas to buy this kind of thing at home. And yeah, already it's given me some lovely ideas. Someone left their bag up there, I don't know what's in that one, so I didn't look. But yeah, these are the other cups, and I've only used mainly one cup here. And basically, of course, you've got an extra bit, a little pot there, which you can put butter in if you want to put it in there. So you've got an extra storage cupboard up there. Look at the cups here. Don't they look brilliant? It's just amazing. You can't grumble for the price that you're paying to stay here. Got myself an extra coffee here. We all know what brand that is. And normally you get, of course, some coffee in there. I've actually used them to take home with me, but who doesn't do that? And you've got some tea there, which they've also provided as a thank you. And the extra surprise of a thank you, which is coming up at the end of my videos. So if you do spot it, come and tell me on the lives what you think it was. Yeah, that's one of my knives that I've been using there, and a teaspoon as well. And of course, not to forget to mention the pink kettle there. Almost forgot about that. And of course, the toaster, which I haven't literally used, although I might use it a little bit later on, we'll see. But this is the fridge here. I've obviously got my own stuff here. The cheap butter, as I spoke about in one of the videos, which is worth 75p. I managed to get 3 of them in total, which is not bad, from the local store of Premier. And my bottles there, we all know what brands they are, and my Lakeland milks there, and my empty bottle there. And I've even got myself a bit of an Actimel for my immune system. All right, okay, I'm going to leave it at that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you guys if I turn the camera around this way. All right, okay, thank you very much for watching this first part of the main lounge area here. There are some bits that I haven't yet shown, like the table properly. I haven't spoken about that yet, or the actual chairs, but I might include that towards the end. But the mystery supplement, if you like, or actually complimentary, which is the right choice of word, is hidden behind that cupboard. So what is it that is hiding behind those doors, up in those cupboards? By the way, these cupboards up there are empty, so of course there's nothing to show it in there. But what I will say is that what is hiding behind Billy is something that you're going to find out soon, probably at the end of the video. I'm actually going to take time out for a bit and perhaps go on the seaside part of Great Yarmouth, which is literally a 5-minute walk from where I am. That's the only clue that we've got, okay? I'm in Rupert Lowe's consistency, and just wanted to share that with you. No one actually tells you that when they go on holiday. They are in a consistency, I think that's the right word, consistency, I think it is, something like that. But yeah, no one tells you that when they go on holiday, what sort of parliamentary they are in. But yeah, some I'd rather not say. But anyway, of course, I would like to say thank you for watching. subscribe as usual to our channels. If you want to do the membership subscribing, go on to our TikTok, Latest with Nick C, or touring channel. It doesn't really matter. You can be a member there as well. And also, of course, when we get to 1K, you can be membership eventually there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to bring a close to the program here, and of course this video here, and it is now 8 minutes past the midnight hour, and I can say it is Monday the 17th of the 1st, no, beg your pardon, it's Monday the 17th of March 2025. Right, okay. That said, and of course it's a sad thing to say that I've got to return back to Suffolk later on today, so I can't be too long today, and of course it's past the midnight hour. I've just basically finished my lives. Well, I only done 2 lives, one in the Prom Hotel and one, of course, live and exclusive at this very locational area right now. Something I wanted to share with you before I go, because I thought I'd share not only the UCB word for today, but I also wanted to share with you some interesting facts about this Albies taxi, which of course I've just downloaded the app for the area. Apparently there's no Uber taxis in the area of Great Yarmouth. Apparently, according to the We Love Great Yarmouth group, only Hensby do Uber taxis. But apparently in Haverhill, Suffolk, I can tell you the price and the estimated price. What it would be from Great Yarmouth is Theatre Avenue, whatever it's called, Theatre Close, near the Theatre pub. From there to Haverhill, guess how much it will cost? According to the estimate, £248 and 1p. And that's just an estimate. Blimey. That's amazing. It really is amazing price. That's too much for me. But anyway, I'm going to leave you with one pre-recorded, which I'm actually recording now, of just some words from the UCB, United Christian Broadcasters, based in Stoke-on-Trent, and they have 2 channels running together, and you can phone them up for a prayer as well. And if you want to get your own copy of it and read it yourself, but I'm going to read it for those people who can't read small print. Blessing is progressive. Gather all Israel to me on Mount Carmel. The greatest chapter in the story of Elijah's life took place on Mount Carmel. That's when he called down fire from heaven, defeated the prophets from Baal, and turned the hearts of the Israelis back to God. The word Carmel means truthful ground. Before Elijah could get to Mount Carmel, he had to go through 2 places. First, God led him to the brook called Cherith. The word Cherith means to make convenient with. It was here that Elijah discovered that God is a covenant-making, covenant-keeping God who can sustain you through the hardest of times. It was here during a drought and famine that ravens brought food to him each day, and he drank from the refreshing waters of the brook. But the Bible says, after a while, the brook dried up. Now, when God allows your brook to dry up, it's in order to drive you back to your true source, which himself, that you may get further instructions. Second, God led him to a widow in Zarephath. The word Zarephath means to refine, as in a melting pot. Gold is not pure in its original form. It must be refined, and this is accomplished by heating it to the boiling point. The heat separates the raw substance from its impurities, which surface and are skimmed off. And God will do the same for you by using the heat of trials to separate gold from the dross in your life. He knows the experiences you need to reach Mount Carmel, the place of fruitfulness, so trust him. He knows what he's doing. And that's the end of the UCB word for today. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to, of course, this date, which is the 21st of March 2025. And it is, I can tell you, a Friday here. And, of course, what we have in store for you today is, of course, some segments that I've pieced together of the apartment flat number 3. And this is part number 2. And I'm getting pings on my phone at the moment.
Sorry, mate, that's me.
That's me, somebody says in the background. But, yeah, of course, I'm in the integrated camera today, and, of course, the sound is just coming directly from that. That's what you're hearing me from right now. So, yeah, let's go to these videos, and then, of course, after you've seen them, I will try and react at the back of them. So what I'm basically doing here is looking at the microwave here, and you can see it's cooking quite well there. This is the first lot that I did at the time here. It's got a warning sign on this actual microwave here, as you can clearly see. And I'm having a look around the kitchen here, looking at this beautiful place, and I would say it's definitely worth your steaklet and chips there. And these are the details of what you've got to do, generally speaking, to put your stuff in the microwave, such as your steaklet and chips. And look how fantastic it looks there. And at this point I've got to work out the timings of the microwave here, and the buttons are pretty hard to press if you've got the camera in your other hand, and especially the start button. Eventually it did get going, but nothing faulty with the microwave itself. You can see the time ticking away there, which is quite fascinating. So all you got to do is sit there and have a cup of tea while you're waiting, and it should be pretty much done very, very shortly. And you can see how well it's as I was waiting for the meal to be done. You can clearly see that I was actually saving something on my computer. But yeah, once the actual microwave stops after about 8 minutes or so, if you've got a powerful microwave, then you have to turn it all over. Well, especially the sausages and all that kind of thing. We are now on to the sausage and chips now, and that's already half done already by the looks of things. And the next part is ready for the second part, after you've stirred all the sausages up and all that kind of thing. And it's not a bad price for £2.75 from the local store there. And yeah, how quickly does a sort of microwave meal cook? Well, not that quick, but of course, yeah, you get the gist of it there, of pretty much what you got to do. 8 minutes, then of course at halfway you stir it, and then of course at this point you would then put it back into the microwave, and Bob's your uncle, it's done after the second part. But you saw the end of it there, and now we're looking at the actual, you know, the heating system, which was central heating, and some lovely paintings on this wall here to give a good romantic feeling about the area here. That is one of the heaters there, and if you touch it there, it's thumbs up there. And of course it's got a fan there, set of drawers, and a couple of plug sockets there, and you can see it's a double bed, and somewhere where you can put your clothes. And of course, yeah, a chest of drawers where you can put also some extra clothes in if you really wanted to. You can see, of course, what's inside it here, looking like, of course, you've got your hair dryers and other electrical equipment in there. Nothing in those, and nothing in the rest of them either. And now we enter the bathroom here, which you've got a sort of dry sort of rail there. Basically, it heats the clothes up, and of course you've got the usual Great Yarmouth type of sink there, and the usual toilet, and some extra rolls, about 3 of them there I counted. But yeah, if you was to open that window there that I showed you there, you might get your hand stuck, so yeah, something to be aware of that. And you can see the water is working there. That's the hot tap, and that's the cold tap that you just saw there, and my toothbrushes and all that kind of thing, and some soap there. And I was just about able to get into this. Even if you're a thin person, you might have a struggle there, especially if you have a height of yourself to actually hit the top bar of the shower there. But I'm going to demonstrate it for you there, the shower. If you pull down the hot tap, of course it will go warmer, and of course that is hot, and that is the cold there, hot and cold. And of course you push it forward if you want the hot shower to work there. And you can see, of course, a good view of the shower base there. You can see what I mean by the tall bit there. If you was a tall person, you might hit yourself on the top of that metal part there, and you can see how it opens and closes there, and you can see where the water drains. And coming out of the bathroom, of course, is creaky sounds. Yeah, it might feel a bit spooky, but there's another also painting there. That's the only 2 paintings that I've seen there. As I say, the creaky floors there, another set of drawers there, and another sort of set of double plugs there if you needed them. But the bed sort of covers that up a little bit. Right, okay. Where shall I start? Yeah, thank you very much everyone that has watched this video here, part number 2 of the flat number 3 apartment in Great Yarmouth. So yeah, what did we see? Of course we saw a bit of the bedroom, and we saw a bit of the kitchen. Pink kettle, which of course is something different. Not my favourite colour, but of course it did its job. I found it a little bit hard to pull it open a little bit, you know. It was one of those kind of kettles that was very difficult to open, but of course I managed to do it in the end. Anyway, of course, it's all a bit of the initiative here to think about what you're doing. And of course, in the kitchen part, towards the end of my stay, I would like to say that I didn't realise somebody set the sort of toaster on 3, which burnt it. So basically, that's what happened, and it's got honest truth, honest to God. And basically, what happened is that, of course, I had to scrape it with the knife, but I was so pleased to be able to have a really decent butter. I did have the toast after I checked out at 10 o'clock, which was the checkout time. So it was checkout time of 10 o'clock on this occasion, and it was a coded sort of system where you had to get a code which was sent to you by text, and then of course you pull open the box, the black box, which was a bit difficult at first, but I eventually got it. And you pick the colour that they tell you on the text, and that colour will open the main door, and the other key will open the other door. So something you need to know when you come to that particular apartment. So thank you very much as usual, and thank you to everyone that has watched this video. Till next time, do take care And yeah, that's my message going off there. Must get that port of call from the US office there. That's what they said in Del Trotter. But anyway, thank you, God, for watching, and thank you, everyone. I think God is watching, actually. That's what we think, anyway. But anyway, thank you so much, and please do subscribe to our channel on touring. Check us out on TikTok, and of course, we're also on TikTok as touring. We're also on X, which is formerly Twitter, and I think somewhere on True Social as well. I don't know if we're on Rumble. It's another network. Well, it's a social media platform of Rumble where, of course, you can do live streaming apparently on. I've never checked out Rumble before, but of course, I don't think we're on there. But of course, Substack we are under the name of Touring with Us. But thank you very much indeed. I've got to go, but of course, yeah, because it's really, really late. It's about 58 minutes past 10 here, PM, here in Cambridge. We've got to get the last bus, otherwise it's going to cost us about no, not 70, but £37 on the Uber taxi. But that is basically a flat rate. But yeah, we'd only use that on emergency cases. But we'll be back before you can say the words, are you back already? And thank you and bless you for watching. And stay safe. Peace out. And God bless.